What's up, guys? So, I have this G&G Hawk Mudd mid-tech I've been showing off on plenty of videos, and some guys just can't handle that kind of. Check this out. Whoa, you got a Mudd? Why are you not doing a video on that? No, I'm just messing around. I need to do a video on it, though, and so here it is. Basically, these are pretty sought after right now, like in the knife community. And I wanted one for a long time. Couldn't get one. Hard to get, especially in this color. And then Mr. Jim Skelton, the guy off YouTube, like that popular dude, he posted on Facebook a for sale thread, and this was on there, and I swooped it, I copped it, I had to get it, but it's very surprising. I didn't know, like, it's funny. It's one of those knives I wanted for a long time, but I never kind of did the research on it to check, all the little details. It's just I thought it was cool looking, basically. I was like, well, if one ever came up for a good price, I would take it. And it is cool looking to me. Some guys will think, well, it's too futuristic looking, kind of ugly. I think it's tight with these, three milled in little lines on the carbon fiber to the overall frame shape of the entire knife. It's just very interesting. Great blade shape, very thin behind the edge as well. Elmax blade steel, the black blade with the white titanium cerakoted handles with the CF on top, the scales on each side. It's got a nice spring clip. Very cool clip. Probably the coolest clip actually I've seen, or at least in my collection. It's got these big deployment discs on both sides for easy deployment. When I got it, it was super tight, and it still is a little tight for closing, but opening I can flick it open nice, and it seems to be loosening up a little bit. So, a couple things though. Right when I got it, I realized, man, this is not a comfortable knife in hand, like at all. For me, there's almost not enough room for my index finger over here because it wants to just hit this bump, and it just feels weird. And then my middle finger is just right here on this bump, right? Like this ledge, and it's sharp. It's really sharp. And then yeah, there's just this overall shape right here, this round area that goes on, towards the blade. Your finger kind of wants to just keep going forward. Most knives, bring over the XM18. Most knives make your finger stop, right? You're stuck. If you go past that, well, boom, you're already over the mountain. If that makes sense. With this, the mountain just keeps going and going and going and going and going. It, wraps around the whole thing. And so I don't know. It just feels a little weird. And I know it sounds dumb, but if you get it in hand, maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. But I am the type of guy, I will take form over function. Or is it form over function? I'll take style over comfort. So yeah, I'm one of those guys. So this is okay with me. I don't really care about the comfort thing. It's just not that comfortable for me. I feel like every hot spot on it, just, the CF scales, they are sharp. They are not like, they are super sharp. Everything on this knife is really, wants to cut you. It's just all, I don't know, exposed liners. I mean, the titanium slabs, it's a beefy boy too. It's very thick. It's thicker than the XM18, I think. By quite a bit, yeah. Now, I haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet. The G&G Hawk, Grant and Gavin Hawk, they're custom knives. They're mid-techs like this one. They have the most interesting locking mechanisms out of any knife company or designers. Basically, this one is kind of similar, like an axis lock or a ball bearing lock from a Spyderco, but then it's not really like those at all. It's recessed. The button, is around. It's got this rubber. I don't know what you call that. Kind of like a rubber. Just it's engulfed by rubber. And when you pull back on the lock right here, you can see the rubber moves with it. Right. So this is the button's recessed by rubber because the name Mudd. You know, there's no way to get dirt and grime around that or in there. It's totally mud proof or whatever. And then the blade itself is blocking out all kinds of grit and mud because it's got these two, I don't know if you call them like Teflon washers or something, whatever it is, it's blocking out all of the grime and dirt and grit and everything. So, you know, you could like leave it in a, you know, pile of mud or leave it in a lake for a month. And supposedly if you, you know, get it all dirty and it's going to lock up and open and close perfectly fine. And there's videos on YouTube showing it do that, you know. I haven't needed to do that, but it would be kind of a cool test to leave it in like a lake for a month and see what happens. But with a $600 knife, I'm just not going to do that. You know, it's cut like 15 boxes open and then I'm selling it now. So, but yeah, it's one of those things where for me at my age too, $600 for a knife is just too much. Like 650, 600, like it's just getting ridiculous. There's the centering on it. The pivot, that's another gripe that I have though. The pivot. Oh man, the pivot. If you're selling a knife for $600, if you're selling a knife for over $250 and it has custom pivot, I think it should be mandatory that you give a tool to be able to take the knife apart. Am I wrong about that? That's just my thoughts. The carbon fiber on this, I will say, some of the best carbon fiber I've ever seen. There's no pitting or anything. Now, having screws go through the carbon fiber like that, I wonder how strong that would be, but that's probably plenty strong. The pocket clip is reversible. Got this big lanyard tube. But yeah, that pivot, man. I wanted to loosen it up when I first got it, and I was like, what the heck am I going to do? It's cool looking, though. The whole knife, this is one of the coolest looking knives I've ever had, so. You know, the black blade with it's got some kind of cool little design right here by the choil. It's just it's a sweet piece. Now, if they were selling these at like $350, I think that'd be more reasonable. $300, $350. If you get one in hand, it's just kind of hype right now. Guys really dig these. But I'll tell you, holding an XM18, it's no comparison which one's more comfortable. Yeah. But you could definitely argue the Mudd looks better. But that's up to personal opinion for sure. And, you know, the jimping right here, it's nice. Those discs on both sides of the blade turn into nice jimping as well. Just a nice area to stop your thumb from going forward. It's cool. I really dig this knife. It's just, yeah, a little expensive and a little bit different from what I thought. This thing weighs, I wonder, I don't know what it weighs. I think it's got to be over 5 ounces. Yeah, 5.2. Then the XM18, a little bit heavier. Yeah, 5.3. So basically the exact same. And so that means it's pretty heavy. So what do you guys think? Is this thing worth $600, $650? They're selling on eBay for like around that. This is the Stormtrooper edition, people are saying online, from what I've read. That's kind of cool. That makes me feel bad about selling it. I love Star Wars. It looks like something from Star Wars. It's an awesome piece though. If I would say if you could pick one up for like $450, $500, maybe. If you really think you have to have it, but that pivot, the ergonomics, that's just about the only negatives I have. It's a sweet piece. ZT made a nice Mudd folder. ZT has a really nice one. I wish they didn't discontinue that from like 5 years ago. You can look at the pictures of that up online. And then I had the Kershaw Ram I did a video on, which is designed by Grant and Gavin Hawk as well. And very similar to this knife. Cool piece. So yeah, anyways, that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Just had to do a video on it because it's a badass knife. It really is. And you know, for me, I've been selling kind of these really expensive knives around $600, $700 because, you know, where I live, like, you know, I haven't been using these expensive knives as much. You know, if I have a knife on me, you know, I want to be able to use it, and it's hard for me to justify that at my age right now. Someday, I wouldn't be against doing it, but yeah, I'm cool with using a $400 knife. But when we get past that, it's just, to me, it gets a little bit insane. But sweet piece. So if you want one of these, get one while you can, because I don't know how long they're gonna make them or whatever. They got a bunch of different colors, but this one I think was kind of the coolest. I saw at least the coolest, man. So yeah, take it easy, guys. I'll see you later.